about somebody who is going to be like hit on or invited out, or someone's going to confess their emotions for you. And it looks like there is a sense of guilt. Like, I want to see where things could go with this new person, but I haven't entirely closed the door to somebody who said, this isn't goodbye, I'm just working on stuff and then I'll come back. So there's this like tug of war happening. Do I want to fully invest in something new, or do I still need to hold some space for a person where I feel like there's unfinished business? A little bit of what do I do? How do I handle this kind of thing? Hello, Rachel. How we doing? Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. You can find that email address in the description box if I said that too fast. You can also find out how to get more content as a member in that description box. There's a link for you. And lastly, there's also a link for my Etsy page if you're interested in getting a homemade soy candle. You can find that there as well. Hello, Joaquin. Hello, Famous Seamus. What's up? All right, let's dive in. What do we want to start with today? We'll go with the OG. The Rider-Waite or the Waite-Smith. What else do we have, please? I've heard that doesn't necessarily help, Rachel. What else do we have? So this could also be a little bit of a warning that somebody that you are getting involved with currently might still have some connections to the past, or might be hesitating to fully close things off with someone. So we've got the Nine of Cups in the reverse and the Three of Cups, along with Emperor in the reverse. It feels like we got somebody who's like, well, I just kind of want to see where things go with the new person, and I'm just going to leave the ex or the person from my past. We'll just see what happens. Hello, Key Controller. How are you doing? Hello, Invisible Chat. All right, what else do we have? Three of Swords in the reverse. King of Cups. Okay. So we have someone who's a little bit lonely. I still think about this person where there's unfinished business. The person who said, this isn't goodbye. I don't want to walk away, but it's what's best for me. We had someone who had to go deal with some family obligation or a work obligation. There was a distance that seemed unavoidable. But gosh, it's like the Notebook. In that time, someone else enters the equation. So we could have somebody who is lonely and missing the person that they feel is their soulmate. And so they're willing to entertain another person just to kind of like distract themselves from the loneliness. I don't like that. So again, this could be you, this could be someone that you're dealing with. But we have this connection to both like new and old. Hello, Rick. How are you doing? What else do we have? The Sun in the reverse, Queen of Swords in the reverse. Giving to two people, the Six of Pentacles. Queen of Swords is in the reverse because someone has not communicated or put up a boundary. They're not focused on one person. They're keeping a secret. We have the Star and the Page of Cups. Uh-oh. I think the Star is the person from the past. So we have this flirtation or maybe even a little bit of like situationship happening. And someone is keeping a secret, being a little bit two-faced here because they have not shut down this connection from their past. And I feel like there's communication coming in and someone's lying about it. So let's just, you know, normalize being honest about who we're talking to and, you know, not having a roster. Some people are into that, that's fine, but you still got to communicate about it, right? You still got to be honest. This is someone who's like, oh, that's just, you know, yeah, that's my mom's best friend. No worries there. Everything's fine. Nothing to see here. All right, let's get a little bit more. What do we want? We shall go with the Royal Fez or the Moroccan Tarot. Hello. Can I call you Elise? How are you doing? Hello, Carrie. How are you? What else do we have? The Wheel of Fortune. The Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. And the Knight of Swords in the reverse. I feel like we've got a new love blooming, a new flirtation, and then all of a sudden we have communication from the person that you didn't expect to hear from, or communication from that like unfinished business person. It's like, uh-oh, what do I do? I've got two interested parties. I didn't expect to hear from that person from my past, at least not so soon. And I don't want to tell the new person what's going on, just in case it doesn't really work out with that old person. Uh-oh. Eight of Swords in the reverse, Seven of Swords. So I guess I'm going to see two people at the same time and try to hide it. I'm just going to see how it goes, and one of them is the right person for me to invest in, but I don't know who yet. This feels like a movie. I don't know, man. I'm just like waiting for the Jenga tower to fall over. Hello, Candace. How are you doing today? Hello, Frederick. King of Pentacles and the Three of Cups in the reverse. Nothing to see here. Am I seeing two people? Yeah, but like how else am I supposed to decide between the new individual and the past person? I don't like it. Make it stop. We got to be honest about these things with people. Ten of Wands and the Six of Wands in the reverse. It's giving Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire. I don't feel like it's a risk of being a spoiler, but like in case you haven't seen that, like I don't know, don't listen for a little bit. But at the end, when he has to like switch back and forth between being the father versus being Ms. Doubtfire, and he messes it up, I feel like we have some duplicity here. And we got someone who says the wrong name or follows up to the wrong conversation or sends the wrong comment. But we have someone who's going back and forth between two people, trying to figure out who do I want more or who should I invest in, but I can't quite make my choice yet. That's awkward. That sounds like so much work. I don't want to deal with that. Do you want to deal with that? No, thank you. All right. What else? Hello, Zuza. How are you doing? Hello, Ziggy. The general reading is free. Yes. If you want a personal reading, then please do a super chat. I do those after the general reading, which would be in about 25 minutes. Hello, Jack. How are you doing? Hello, how's it going, Raziel? Thank you, Rachel. What else do we have? We have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, the Four of Cups in the reverse, and the Tower. Oh, no. So Miss Doubtfire had a pretty decent ending, to be honest. I don't think this little situation is going to have the same kind of like, oh, that's okay. We understand why you're going back and forth between two different opportunities. Because there's someone who is avoiding, rejecting one of these connections, they end up losing both. We have someone who finds out and it's like, okay, bet, I'm going to go tell that other person now that you're talking to more than one person. I'm going to make sure they know that there's no loyalty here. He's holding loyal. Hello, Lee. How are you doing? Hello, Kim. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Healing. What's up? Ooh. I would hope that's true, Kim. Feel free to put that in a super chat. Hey, Real, you're a little creepy. I'm gonna put you in a little timeout. I'm not here to date anyone, okay? That's not why I'm here. I'm here to do readings for people in hopes that it helps their lives. If you hit on me again, I'm probably gonna just like block you from my channel, okay? Let's just focus. All right, so we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, sorry, Knight of Cups, but it's in the reverse. See, it's like incognito, which actually makes a lot of sense because somebody is hiding that they have a second admirer, hiding that they have another situation they're investing in. But we have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, which to me says somebody is struggling to keep up with the back and forth or talking to two people at the same time, trying to keep it secret when they're, you know, on a date with one. We have the Five of Cups and the Seven of Cups. But I don't want to like make a choice and then find out that I made the wrong choice. Well, leading two people on seems like a bad idea. They're hoping to like prolong the confusion or the illusion. And I think it's just gonna be problematic. Thank you for the star. I appreciate it. Ready? Thank you, Kim. Let me add that for you. Will I marry him? Live in a mansion? You're welcome. I've added that for you, Kim. Thank you. Yes, appreciate the likes and the subscribes. That helps my channel a lot. Hello, Rob. How you doing today? Uh-oh. Lovers in the reverse. Making a choice is important because if this choice is not made, then we have two people who get upset. And we have that Tower card, right? It's like, if you don't choose and you lead on, you know, both of these individuals, or if you aren't honest about the fact that you need a little bit of time to make a choice, then with Judgment in the reverse, you're not going to be able to make a choice. You're not going to have the opportunity because both of them are going to get upset that you were lying or that you were hiding the other person you were talking to. Yes, pretty much. Eight of Cups in the reverse. And the World in the reverse. I can keep it separate. I can keep it compartmentalized. Nobody needs to know. Except for we have somebody who like comes back around. It's like, oops, I forgot my jacket. Oops, I forgot my wallet. Oops, I forgot my keys. And then the other person's there. Hey, who's this? Why are you talking to somebody else? Why did you invite somebody over after our original date? That's weird. Thank you, Chantrell. I hope I'm saying your name right. Are you asking if he loves you? Is he faithful? I shall ask for you. Thank you. I really do try to say names right, so let me know if I messed it up. I'll do my best. Hello, Redbeard. How are you doing? What else do we have? Seven of Wands. It's about timing. Because we've got someone, the Emperor in the reverse, not being honest about seeing two people at the same time. It's like Miss Doubtfire. The timing, the ability to, you know, keep both things going. There ends up being a misstep. This Two of Wands is in the reverse. So it's like you didn't plan for it or you didn't expect someone to come back around, but they do. This is the Earth and Bones Oracle. What else do we have? Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. My name's Carmen. I used to get called, well, not like a ton, but I've definitely been called Cameron before. And it shouldn't irritate me, but it does. All right, what else do we have? The Pack. Number 38. Inner work, community, deep connections, celebration, and soul tribe. So it's like, well, I know that there's a possibility that things could work out well with this new person, but the person from my past who didn't want to walk away, they came back around and like things are working better for them. So maybe I should, you know, just kind of like see if they really did make those changes. Number 7, Heart. Emotional awakening, creativity, intuition, and follow your heart. The thing is, this Emperor in the reverse, they know which direction they need to go. So if you are this person dealing with 2, it's advising you to make your choice because your heart already knows, your intuition's already guiding you. If you are one of the individuals that this Emperor in the reverse is seeing, your intuition is telling you, you really need to ask or bring up this conversation, or that you might be about to find out the truth. Movement, quick decisions, progress, and excitement. I feel like this is about to happen. Enchanter. We got someone who's very charming, so they feel like they can entertain 2 people and not get caught. Self-evaluation, awakening, purpose, independence, and confidence. But they have an opportunity to do the right thing and have a conversation here. Hey, you know, someone from my past came back around. It's not ideal timing, but I do feel like I at least need to have a conversation with them, and then I will tell you what's going on. Or, hey, you know, like, it's nice to see you again, but I'm involved with someone else. I need to know what's going on with that new situation before I try to revisit anything with you. This is still the general reading. Hello, Laura. How are you doing? We'll start the personal questions in about 16 minutes. What else do we have? The Lovers, a choice. And the Hermit in the reverse. Unfortunately, this Emperor in the reverse is overly confident that they can keep the 2 different people that they're talking to kind of like oblivious to what's going on with the Hermit in the reverse. It's like, no, I'm sneaky. I can do this. I can keep them unaware of each other, right? The Hierophant. Because I just want to know who's more capable of being in a relationship. But by not having this conversation and being, you know, honest about what's going on, they're making it look as though they are not capable of being in a healthy relationship. Just got to communicate. So we have the Tower. They end up risking losing both of these individuals that are interested in them because they did not communicate or they are too fearful to have that conversation. So we have the Four of Swords and the King of Swords. I feel like this is one of the individuals that they are talking to, and this person ends up finding out, oh, okay, so you told me you were busy with your family, but you were actually hanging out with someone else. Right on. I don't think I want to pursue something with you anymore now. Eight of Wands in the reverse, because you had the chance to tell me what was going on, and instead you chose to be quiet about it or keep that to yourself. And I've been over here trying to, you know, invest in something with you and very focused on you. I'm not talking to anybody else, right? Hello, Divine Earth Angel. How are you doing? So we have the Five of Cups, regret, hashtag regret. Why? Because somebody is ignoring their intuition, Nine of Coins or the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. If you had listened to your intuition, you would have known this is something that probably I should like talk about. I should probably let somebody know this is what's going on because I don't think I would appreciate that surprise, right? So we have the Two of Swords. A decision must be made. And if a decision isn't made, then a conversation needs to happen. And it feels like this person is just kind of like, oh, it'll be fine. I can sneak through and nobody will know. It'll just be, you know, my little secret. Nobody will ever find out about it. I don't think that's true. What do we want here? I think we'll go with the Dragon's Tarot. Hello, Sassy Pants. How are we doing today? I hope you're doing well. What else? Ooh, the Devil. I don't like that. To me, this is like wanting to keep people interested, even though there may be, like, I'm leaning towards wanting a relationship with this person, but I like getting attention from someone else. So I'm not ready to completely move on from that. So we have the Chariot in the reverse. I kind of like dealing with two people at the same time, so I guess I'm not going to choose. Or I'm just going to like delay making that choice because I like getting that attention. Another 7. We have the 7 of Pentacles. So I'm going to continue to invest with two different people and see, you know, how it goes. Not a good idea. Oh, I'm sorry you're going through that, Sassy. I'm sending you healing energy. Did I say hello to Gnostic? Hello. What else? 3 of Cups in the reverse. Dealing with two people. Knight of Swords in the reverse and not wanting to be honest about it. So there's going to be, I feel like it's somebody who comes back because they forgot something. Or someone maybe even showing up early. Like, hey, I know we're supposed to meet at like 6, but it's 5:30 and I was up the street and I realized, you know, like I forgot my phone, so I can't tell you. There's something here that I think is actually kind of orchestrated by the universe to make this Emperor in the reverse have to be honest. No more secret sneaking around. 10 of Wands in the reverse and the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. You have an opportunity, or this person has an opportunity to be honest, And if it isn't taken advantage of, then the universe is going to like reveal your secret for you. Womp, 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 womp. So we've got the Knight of Cups in the reverse and the Lovers in the reverse. This is like, I don't know if I really want to make a choice, because if I make a choice, then what if I choose the wrong person? So instead, I'll just, you know, keep seeing who makes me happier. And they're going to end up with, like, neither of these two people. So we have the Four of Swords in the reverse and the Hierophant in the reverse. You got to have morals and respect for the people that you're dealing with if you expect them to be respectful of you, right? Got to be understanding of what expectations you have for others and how you live up to that on your own end. So this conversation, even though it is a little bit scary or intimidating, it's what needs to happen. So some of you may just go and ask this person, hey, so like, is there anything else I need to know? Are you talking to somebody else? Or is there, you know, are we focused on each other at this time? I'm just curious. Is there anything else going on that I need to know about? I would really like to know. This is the Dead Inside deck. Hello, Natasha. How are you doing today? What else do we have? Pretending to like people. That's rough. Masking, people-pleasing, and exhaustion. So I'm trying to make sure that neither of these two interested parties feels rejected. That's why I'm seeing both of them. Okay, or you just really like the attention. Don't panic. Faking confidence again. Insecurity, pretense, and self-doubt. So this insecurity is making the Emperor in the reverse feel like they need to pursue both avenues because one of them will fall through and they don't want to choose the one that might not work out. And then we also have overstimulated in public. Noise, panic, and sensory bombardment. This would be somebody who is making excuses for why they haven't had this conversation yet. This is someone who may also be avoiding a date in public because they don't want to get discovered by that other person. Did I say hello to Redbeard? I think I did. LOL, Key Controller. You're funny. All right, let's see what we get from, we're going to go with the Gamer's Way. What else? Hello, Nina. How are you doing today? Did I say Nina? Do I usually say Nana? No, I'm forgetting. You tell me. Hello, Guitar. How are you doing? Ooh, sorry, Bailey. What's up? We got player 2 and companion. Interesting. Only one other gets the good controller during co-op with player 1, and that's player 2. Their skills are evenly matched, but player 2 specializes in party support and being the ultimate backup. Player 1 and player 2 are divine partners. But I'm scared. I don't want to choose between the two people that are interested in me because I don't know which one is the better choice. You gotta have a conversation about it. When we team up with a partner, we become more capable of achieving common dreams. There is real love here. Whether it's romantic or not, you know you found someone who really has your back. That's legit. But if you found someone who really has your back, you also need to show that you have their back. Otherwise, what are we doing here? Do not have higher expectations for the people you're dealing with than you have for yourself. Main character, there is no question as to why you were chosen for leadership on this mission. You know the value of being fierce in all pursuits, be that loyalty, compassion, or competence. Ooh, and tenacity. A well-rounded warrior. So therefore, if this is saying you are the Emperor in the reverse, this is saying you got this, you can have this conversation. If you are one of the people that this Emperor in the reverse is seeing, you might have to start the conversation yourself. Matt cheesy post. Thank you, Sapphire. How are we doing today? Let me add that for you. Unexpected happenings. What is the message for me? Awesome. I've added that for you. Just a little bit until we start those personal questions. We're going to go with the situations deck. What else do we have? Hello, True Urban Heart. What's up? What else do we have? Okay, so the person from the past has had some significant forward movement, but we also might have someone who moved left, right? This isn't goodbye. I don't want to walk away. And then they came back. They come back, and this Emperor in the reverse is already dating or going out with someone new. So we have entrapment, heartstrings, someone who's going to feel like you tricked them. But for some of you, it's worth noting that card also says pregnancy on it. So if that's something that could potentially happen in this love triangle, you know, that should probably be considered. that could make things extra complicated, right? Hello, Spiritual Awakenings. How we doing? What else? Cleansing, meditation, clearing space, removing negativity, protection, prevented from harm, and divine intervention. So this Emperor in the reverse is getting some sort of divine intervention, and it is a warning. Could be a dream. It could be, you know, a television episode they're watching that has the same exact situation going on, and it's like, you've got to decide. Before things blow up and get crazy, you're going to have to decide which person you want. Because if you don't, you might risk not being able to be with either of those individuals. So have the difficult conversation or lose both. Realization, awareness, finding out, coming to light. Because the people that you are close to are going to find some way to find out what's going on. That's just the nature of things. All right, let's get just a few more from... We're going to go with the Tarot Familiars. What else do we need to know about this Emperor in the reverse, please? Temperance, Queen of Pentacles, Five of Cups, King of Cups. Yeah, so you might be this King of Cups or you might be the Emperor in the reverse, but we have someone here who's going to find out what's going on. The message is being sent to the Emperor in the reverse. You got to get control of the situation. You got to have that conversation or people are going to find out. And for some of you, this is saying the secret comes out because there is a need for a pregnancy test. We have the Eight of Wands and the King of Wands. So it's imperative to have this conversation before things get out of hand or get a little bit more serious. We have the Tower again. It keeps coming through. Empress and the Five of Swords, clarifying the Five of Cups. So there seems to be a lot of warnings that come through for this Emperor in the reverse. You know you need to communicate what's really going on. Could be nightmares or dreams. Could even be a close friend who's like, hey, so like, are you going to tell somebody what's going on? Are you going to let them know that you're seeing someone else as well? Hello, Imported. How are you doing today? Oh, Lord. Hello, Isabel. How are you doing? Seven of Wands. Protective energy. This Emperor in the reverse has an opportunity to be honest and reveal the secret or have this conversation. Otherwise, their lie gets exposed. All right. I think we have definitely communicated that warning sufficiently. Let's switch over to personal readings. We got Kim up first, and then Chantal, and then Sapphire. For Kim, will Kim marry him? Will they get married? As of right now, it looks like a no. Four of Swords in the reverse. There's some unhealed energy here that leads to repeating arguments or issues. And this can be addressed if someone's going to therapy, if someone's going to be able to forgive a person from their past or maybe even forgive themselves. But as of right now, there's unhealed energy that causes a breakdown in the relationship and prevents that marriage. If, however, the healing is addressed, it addresses whatever the imbalance is in your relationship. It allows for a healthier approach to the things that you have going on. The number 6 is really important here. We have the 6 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Cups. 8 of Cups and the 9 of Wands. It's not easy to deal with this unhealed energy, but you can do it, or he can do it. That needs to happen in order for the marriage to happen. Will Kim live in a mansion with this person? If you deal with the healing issues, then yes, there's going to be financial security, but it's dependent on changed behavior. Wheel of Fortune. Queen of Cups in the reverse. This is not a change in behavior that can happen as a result of emotional manipulation or an ultimatum. This is something where it's like someone has to choose. This is something that I need to fix in order for the relationship to be better or in order for my own happiness to be possible. So it looks like both of you have a decision to make, or at the very least, he has a decision to make. So have a conversation, but keep in mind, what's that saying? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Page of Wands, 5 of Wands. So having conversation, talking about what needs to change is a very important step. But there is a possibility, it's dependent upon healing. All right, I'm wishing you luck on that and wishing you healing, Kim. Let's see what we've got for Chantal. Does Damon love Chantal? I said it differently this time, sorry. Does Damon love Chantal? There is emotional immaturity here. This is looking to me like with the King of Cups in the reverse and the 7 of Cups, this is someone who doesn't really understand love. This is someone who really likes attention or being taken care of. But I'm not sure that Damon has been in a situation that involves unconditional love. So it's like I don't know if I want to compare it to that. If love were liquor. This type of love is like the real vodka. There's a deeper understanding that Damon needs to seek out because there's still this like selfish undercurrent to that kind of love. Like, yeah, I'll do something nice for you, but like, what are you going to do for me? It's like transactional, right? All right, Jorge, we're done here. Look, I wish you healing, Jorge, but you're pretty disruptive every time you come into the live chat. I really hope things get better for you, okay? I do, but I'm not going to keep dealing with that. All right. And is he faithful? I don't believe so. Nine of Swords in the reverse, Knight of Wands in the reverse. No. There is some unhealed energy that makes... It's like I need attention or I need reinforcement. I need someone to feel like obsessed with me. And then that makes me feel good about myself. And it's like one person cannot give all of that to satisfy the like hole in the heart. You know what I mean? This is coming from a place of not feeling worthy or an abandonment wound. So there's like childhood trauma or someone that needs to be forgiven. And until that is dealt with, the approach to love is going to be off base. It's not going to be rooted in like that unconditional love. It's going to be more of that transactional kind of love. So is this something that Damon will work on? Eventually. But it's like written on the wall, but I don't want to read it. So does Damon know this needs to be dealt with? No. The advice here is walk away. You cannot teach this type of healing. The only thing that will really kind of like shock him into recognizing that things need to change is like your absence, which is gonna feel like cutting off an arm. And I appreciate and understand that. But you have an understanding of love that he doesn't understand. It's like you're trying to explain love, but you're doing so in Japanese. He doesn't speak Japanese. You know what I mean? So there's a lesson in love that happens only when the trauma from youth is dealt with or the forgiveness happens. Anything else that Chantal needs to know? There is a King of Wands that is potentially in the future here for you. But it depends upon you walking away from Damon. So do not feel or believe that Damon is the only person that you could potentially be happy with. There's someone else here who doesn't have the opportunity to pursue you because you are focused on Damon. But this person looks like your divine counterpart to me. Could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But you're coming through as the Queen of Wands and they're the King of Wands. Those two are divine counterparts. So be cautious. I don't want you to sacrifice something that could be absolutely amazing for you because you're chasing someone who doesn't want to work on the things that block true love for them. Hello, Creator. How are you doing? King of onesies. Who's wearing a onesie out there? I want to know. Thank you, Tiana. How are we doing? Yes, we are getting pretty close to 25,000. I will be rejoicing. All right. I'm wishing you luck, Chantal. Remember, you deserve to be respected, _ and you deserve to be loved. Not that transactional kind of love, actual love. So don't settle for less than that, okay? You're worth it. So for Sapphire, we have unexpected happenings. What was the message here regarding these unexpected happenings? Knight of Pentacles, the Hermit in the reverse, Two of Cups in the reverse, Four of Swords in the reverse. This looks to me, Sapphire, like you have been overly patient with someone who is not willing to do right by the situation or acknowledge the truth of the situation. It's like we have someone going, la, 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 la. They don't want to acknowledge what's really going on. I feel like this is you, the Queen of Wands, delivering some sort of message with that Knight of Swords. And it's like, just sitting there. Someone's ignoring it. I don't know if you're having like frustrations pertaining to more than one person. But what I see is like you warning something. Like, hey, if you don't want this, then you should do that. Hey, if you don't want to pay a fine, then you should do this first. Hey, if you want to get a good grade, then you should like study for the test. But I feel like there's like this unwillingness to listen to advice. Like you've got some wisdom here and people are looking at you like, oh, stop it. It's not that serious. And then with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, there's a tough lesson that gets learned. Oh, you're so welcome. There you go, Tiana. Anything else, please, for Sapphire? So the message, and maybe, you know, maybe there's something here about you giving too much of a benefit of the doubt to somebody. But I just feel like you're shouting into the void and nobody's paying attention. So if nobody wants to pay attention or someone doesn't want to change their immature behavior, then stop trying to fix it. Save your energy, save your voice, you know, your vocal cords. Because there's a decision and somebody's like, nope, I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to touch the stovetop when it's hot anyways. I don't care. All right, I guess I can't stop you. I guess you're going to have to do that then, if that's what you want. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you're able to.